Hello, everybody, and welcome back here to High Button preseason coverage. As today we are playing out of the auxiliary rink here at St. X in Antigonish, Nova Scotia. It is West Islanders versus Weeks, and just want to get the early apology in here for the angling, as this is a practice rink, so not a ton of places to film our streams here today, but we're gonna do our best, and I'll try to make it up with the commentary. So with that being said, we'll get right into it as Whitmore takes a hit there along the boards. That one gets worked up the left side. Anderson's gonna hand that off. Up ahead for Croft. Croft gets that down low, tries to go up high with it. It's gonna wrap in around the boards. Back here to center as the West Islanders move that out. It's a one-on-one heading back into the zone. That one shot and blocked as Jack McGinnis tried to shoot that one off. There's a few McGinnises here for the West Islanders, so we'll try to use first names for them. As play comes down in near us and gets moved to the side here by McIsaac. McIsaac back as the score clock goes with a errant buzzer. As everyone getting into form here. At the end of the day, it still is August, so we'll wait for the clock to be reset up there. Just a minute in. And head back to center. So this is the beauty of the preseason. No big deal here as they look to get that fixed up. Pretty good fan service here on a Sunday morning, though, despite, like I said, being the middle of August. A few fans line up along the boards with us here. That puck picked up as we are ready to go back at it. West Islanders try to work that in. Down here along the boards. Puck's chopped that. That's going to be over there onto the stick of McKenzie. McKenzie helps get that out, pushed up ahead to McIntosh. McIntosh has that intercepted at center, chopped away down there by McDonald. Jackson McDonald, the longtime Bombers player, had a lot of good seasons with the U18 Bombers just down the road. That's pushed up here to the right side, backhand pushing to the middle, and it's broken up. As West Islanders try to bring that in, but Colin McDonald's going to work that out. McDonald, that gets knocked off the stick there. Jake McInnes. McInnes plays that back to the middle, moving, and that's going to be steered aside by Wilson. In here in front of the blue paint, a little risky as it's shot down and won't have enough legs for icing as LeBlanc picks it up. LeBlanc over here to the left side, grabbed by McDonald. Ross McDonald tried for that, spun around up the boards, picked up by Merriweather. Merriweather to the left side here for Pitts. Sent down the length of the ice and behind. Timmins tries to play the defense, but the Weeks will pick that up, and it's shoved off into the end boards there. Picked up now by Hunter McDonald. Hunter McDonald, one bounce off the boards there, up to Ross McDonald. Push to the middle, hand it back. Weeks gonna pick that up again. Merriweather up the left side. Hand it on back onto the stick here for Pitts. Pitts up the right. Hits off the stick there, Ryan Ross, and it's dumped down deep. Picked up first here by LeBlanc for the West Islanders. Trying to get it to the right side for Stewart. Hits the side of the net and kind of plays off in front. Shot off the post and into the pad. So a partial look there for the Weeks as we're about 3 minutes in. You see Landon Wilson there, the netminder for the Novas last year. The Novas winning their first title in the U15 league, and it was a great season for the team from Antigonish as they took it home at Zatzman a few months ago. Some of those players now moved up here with us in this game. It's the beauty of High Button doing both leagues. Lots of knowledge over these players now, and a shot in there. And that was a nice sort of one-timer picked up and fired home by Moore. So the scoring starts for Weeks. So a few minutes into this one, the third shot on net for Weeks, and they'll strike first. Back to center we go. Puck picked up, handed off D to D. They're gonna look to work that up the right side. Spun out a little bit there, West Islanders over to the left. That ricochet comes down close to here by us. Played up the half wall. Moore back in behind. Slowed up, West Islanders try to hand that off. It's turned back over to the Weeks though, Scott. Scott D to D pass there, and it's flipped down by Whitmore. The Weeks get a change in as West Islanders from the back end. Trying to fire that puck. Intercepted by Croft. Croft hands that out in front. Big chance there, and they score again. As Weeks fire a second one home. Anderson gets that puck gift wrapped on the doorstep and fires it there to the right side. So another goal there. 2 goals in the first 5 or so minutes here. Head back to center. Puck down the right side here, looking for more. Weeks play that to the left side. Shot from the exterior. That one rises over the head there as McKenzie tries to fire that shot on. Whistle goes as that caught the mesh. There's also no mesh on the sides here at this rink, so the puck sometimes flies out a little more than you might see back at home, but they do have the high glass, so that helps for keeping the play moving. Puck dropped down there on the left, played up the wall. Weeks fished that out, and it's down to the corner by McGinnis. Shot goes high. Rifles backing around to the top of this zone here, and shifting down there is Croft, and an offside. So we'll try again with the whistle here in the neutral zone. Face off coming here again as full changes for both sides. That one's played back by Pitts. That one back to the line, and it's shot in there. Hustled after hard by Merriweather. CBW tries to pick that up in through the middle and turn the Jets on, cutting across. Gets freed up a little bit into the feet, now spun around off the shin pad, and the shot goes wide. Looking for a wraparound, that one off the pad. Kicked aside as Hunter McDonald got that shot off. Back down again here now. McIsaac shot blockered back here into the corner. Tight on us here. McDonald trying to go for it as well. Wraps up the boards here to LeBlanc. He picks it up, and it's a delayed penalty. Our first penalty coming here. McIsaac in between the legs. Free in front for a moment, and tripping call coming against the Weeks there, number 24, McIntosh. So first power play of the game, and it'll be going to the team that's down 2 here. So good opportunity early. As you see a lot of those Cabot Highlanders kits out there with the West Islanders jerseys, which makes sense just down the road, the U16 team. And the Cabot Highlanders have really had a good couple of years, the last few, up there in Port Hawkesbury, winning the title 2 years ago. And just doing a good job providing teams for this West Islanders team, as that's providing players, I should say, as that's sent back in behind. Picked up down low. West Islanders hand that over to the left side. Try to feed back through the middle. Puck's picked up between the legs. That'll be ricocheting into those end boards. Holman gets to it. Holman has a man in front if he can get the pass off. Still kind of working with that puck, but it eventually gets worked back out to center. The PK, not going to take too many chances, I don't think, is Bertram played that down over to the left side here. Ryan Ross. Ross in all the end boards. Picked up. Weeks. Short-handed. They're going to pull that way on back as Bertram feeds it over to the left side. Shot bouncing off some skates and such as it gets down there for Landry. Landry. Left flat. Push back out near the neutral zone and into the right side corner. West Islanders. Stevens. Stevens up to the right. Picks up that. Grabbed. Fed back in behind. Nice solid contact there. CBW trying to work from the corner. Comes back to the line here. Stevens. Stevens tries to hand that back to Sampson. 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 Shot. Scores as that one gets tipped in low. And just like that, the West Islanders find themselves back in it with a power play marker. 14 seconds left to go on that power play. And that one tipped off something in front. Got by Wilson's pad there as a right along the ice. But they don't ask how, they ask how many. And right now it's 2-1, shots 4-4. So a good little bounce back there for the team from Port Hood. Puck laid up the left side. Now flipped up ahead. That one sent into the end boards. Chisholm. Chisholm tries for it. Back onto the back foot. Weeks. Pick it up. Rutledge hands that off. Jador plays that back down behind. Up onto the stick here, Lucas Chisholm now. Chisholm trying to get that up the left. Toe dragged in there, stopped up. Picked up and a little play back in behind. 2:26 is going for it, but it'll be icing instead with just over 10 minutes to go in our 20-minute first period here. Face off. Will come in front here. Puck dropped in, tight in along the boards. This one starts to get moved out. Up here to Croft. Croft, powerful skater out there. Tries to work that to the left side. Back down low and it gets to the line. Back and around. That's going to wrap the boards. Weeks catch up to it first in the offensive zone. Pitts plays it across. D-to-D. Shot steered aside off the pad. Weeks. Play that back in front. Pitts shot through and blocks out, or hits a couple things. And I believe the net went off, so the whistle went, or maybe it was just due to hitting the mesh there. But regardless, the ref blows the whistle off of that tip shot. Want to thank everyone for tuning in here to High Button on a Sunday morning here, August 23rd. This is some of the earliest we've streamed here, especially for hockey this summer. So now that we're going, the hockey pretty much rides all the way through into the season, which I believe starts around September 9th or so, maybe a few days in that area, usually the first or second weekend of September for the U18 Major League. Played down, spun around and pulled off the boards. There's Croft. Tries to get that pass up ahead. West Islanders putting some pressure on. They'll bring it in and pick that puck over. Played in front. Shots. Oh, and a good look there. They had the odd man rush. That one goes wide. A real good opportunity coming off the rush there for West Islanders. Wilson's going to leave that for Number 7 there, Whitmore. Whitmore takes a bump here in front of us. Hard along the boards. McInnes, that's Jake McInnes who played that over to the open wall. Shot off the skate. Whitmore doesn't quite get that out, but he does a good job of pulling out that shot off the skate, and now he'll break it out properly. Whitmore shoots that down as it's sent on. West Islanders netminder will leave that. It's Murray. Picks it up. Shot the length of the ice for what will be an icing. It will head back down to the other end. So 2-1 here still to score. Picked up, that one's kicked at. Trying to jam away, and they score off the rebound there, I believe. 24 McIntosh, and puck started bouncing around there, and the rebound right out to the stick, and that one's fired along the ice, so that'll be 3-1. They'll get that last goal back. We'll head back to center. Puck grabbed, flipped up the right here. That one gets back in behind for Landry. Landry. Pushing that up ahead. That gets over to the left side, McIver. McIver down, it's scooped up there, and they'll take the whistle. Inside 9 minutes to go here in the first. So some Weeks alumni rolling in through here as well. Taking it in, the action. Keep Breton West shot on, and Wilson with his first real save of the game there as it gets fired on. Save made there. He'll try to get in his rhythm. Wilson, a good goalie. Watched him, like I said, for a few years since the U13 AAA days, and he's got some good size and good mobility back there. Smart netminder. Back to the line. That one's fanned on. Didn't know where it went. It was in the feet there. Holman. West Islanders pick it up. Bounces off the stick. Pulled in. Sampson played it back. Shot pad saved by Wilson. That one's going to be kicked all the way out of the zone, so they'll reset. LeBlanc tries to feed that through. Fed off the pad. It's to the right side. Grab here. Ross trying to get it out. Ross finds the pass, and it's stepped up ahead, and now it could be a nice move the other way. Jude Cochran to the left, and he'll get pushed aside. Good play there by Ross, though. Put the pass on the money, and now he'll jump back into the play, and it's in the right side corner. Digging away for that now. Shot off some gloves. Comes back to the line. Chop that. That one rolls back down to Wilson. He'll keep it moving. Pitts. Trying to push that up ahead. Grab now by Weeks. West Islanders trying to catch up to this puck here. Little shove, nice play there by Bertram. Bertram still with it. Feeds that back out in front, and it's up ahead for Moore. Moore chips it off the right side, boards in deep. Down on the wall. Big collision there as they try to free it up and behind. Weeks coming up with that from the corner. Fish puts it back to the line. Nice move there. Now it's down to the left side. Hard pass across. It gets broken up right in front of the net, but kept in. by Bertram. Right side. Nice hands back to the line. Weeks doing a great job keeping this in. Shot through traffic. It's not going to make it through. CBW up the left side. Still tied up there. Over to the left now. That one comes on down. Stevens feeds that on back. D to D. CBW again. Up the weight, up the wall here with it. Trying to catch up. Back in the other way to the blue line. Played across, shot bouncing. Had a look there. Another bouncing puck near that blue paint, but it stays out. Back out of the zone now. Shotting around Majors. They're gonna hold. Now down here in front of us. Colin McDonald. McDonald to the left. McKenzie. McKenzie grabs it. Fires it to the end wall. Try to fish that and send it back in front. West Islanders looking for that. Heads to the open wall there on the left side. Grabbed. Puck stopped, and that'll be a penalty coming kind of away from the play. Yeah, an interference call. 4:30 left to go here in the first. Not sure exactly what the flooding situation's like. Usually at this rink, they'll flood after every 20 and in this league, but because it's preseason, I think I saw yesterday at least one of the rinks play the first 2 periods before they flood it. We'll see what happens here. Big slapper along the boards, trying their hardest to catch up to that was McDonald, but it's going to sneak under and back in behind. Pitts. Over to the left. McDonald starts up with it through the middle. Played to the right side. Another pass on. Back to the line. McDonald. Shot. Block. Puck comes down. Over here to the left. That'll be near the red line. Sent back in for Landry. He'll slow it up. CB gets it as far as the blue line, but it's kept in. A minute to go on the PK. Shot loose in front. Picked up, fanned on. Another backhand gets stopped. Over to the right side. Shot. Steered aside again to the left. Brought back to the line. McDonald. Down to the right. Shot. Knocked into the mesh. We'll get the whistle here with 41 seconds remaining here in the power play. Puck. Skated down here on the right side, trying to feed that back out in front. CBUS grabbing it. Heading down the left side here, trying to pick up on that. Grabbed by Holman. Holman. Hill's cut back. Holman. Over to the right. Another chip play there down to the right side corner. Back on, shot, loose there in front, and save made. Best of the game there for Landry as that puck was coming across with the player in front and stays out. 2:34 left to go here in the first. Score will remain 3-1. Puck down here, back to center. Puck gets worked in by Whitmore. West Islanders. Comes back to Whitmore on the half wall. To the blue line. Shot through traffic, scores, and a snipe there from the line as Bertram, who's been pretty powerful here through the first period, finds himself on the score sheet now as well. A little bit of a false start there. We'll try again with the neutral zone face-off. West Islanders feed that up ahead, gets through center, sent down into the end boards. Back in front. Chance here. Wilson's going to just cover that one up. If I was to make an educated guess here, I think we're going to get the flood. I see someone standing in there. That could be just a dad for sure, but we'll see. They're usually pretty on top of it here. So obviously we do the high performance camp here in the summers. This is just about a little over a month ago. We were here doing games, so sort of know what the deal is. That one comes back here and put onto the back foot for McKenzie. Past the stick, but it's tipped, no icing. Slowed down by Landry there. Lucas Chisholm now. Chisholm, hard pass, misses the mark there. It'll bounce back for Weeks. Weeks, hand that back over. Circling back is Jake McInnes. Played over again. Chisholm jumps some sticks, and it's in behind there for Rutledge. Rutledge lifts that puck high into the sky, and that will be icing waved off late as Moore got to it. Last minute here in the first. Back to the line, shot, patted away again. That one knocked out. I don't think it'll have legs for icing. It won't, so it'll be spun around and a nice little feed up the left side. Gonna try to catch up with that puck, but it's sent back down low. Timmins. On the wall there on the right. Shot and scores. Another one there in front. There's a few of those goals piling up with 20 seconds to go here in the first. So getting a good rhythm here this week's team, who lost a few players since last year, so looking for something to prove, and they've had some good seasons the past few, winning the league, I believe, 4 years ago or 3 years ago. So lots of good, and they're looking to continue that into this season with the 9 seconds to go here in the first. And with 1 second, that will take us to the finish for the first. And Looks like they are heading off, so we'll be back here with the second in a moment.
The following High Button Sports presentation of the Nova Scotia U18 Major Hockey League is a training broadcast. You're currently watching preseason coverage. Our broadcast crew is using these preseason games for training and preparation for the upcoming season. Thank you for your patience as our crew gets our reps in. Regular High Button Sports coverage begins soon.
Company, they are your back to back to back.
All right, everybody, we are back here for the second period of play. It's a fresh 20 on the clock. And we'll get into it here about 10 seconds in as I get the timer set up. The clock here for us. We'll have the face-off here in the neutral zone. Puck dropped in there. Weeks play that across to the left side. Puck gets shoved off and now grabbed in here by Croft. Croft behind the back play to himself. He manages to get it to his teammate. They try to feed that back to the line. It's sent down low. Weeks picked that up there. It's Bertram. Bertram feeds it back to center. Grabbed instead by Chisholm. Chisholm way back down to the other end boards. Weeks with possession again. Chisholm steps up on it in a bit of a collision there. They avoid the worst of it though. Played across. Little reverse hit there and a penalty coming. Head contact there on, looks to be Chisholm. So Chisholm will head off. Caught him a little too high, so the refs don't really mess around with the head contact. So that will end up being 2 minutes in the box for unintentional head contact. Oh, clock just went down up there. Here we go, back up. Minute gone here in the second. Played back to the line. Weeks. Over to the right side. Hard pass across. Chance there in front. They score. All sorts of time to shoot. And they'll fire that home. And that will be off the stick there of McDonald. Just seconds into that power play. So we're back to 5-on-5. And there's been 2 power play markers. One for West Islanders and now one for the Weeks. West Islanders chip that down the side. It's back along the end wall. McDonald. Played to the opposite corner. Picked up. Sent the length of the ice. LeBlanc got worked in there. Hand it over to Hunter McDonald. Weeks pick it up now. Weeks play that out in front, trying to find McDonald. Back to the line. Getting the cycle going. Held, shot McDonald again. Loose there in front, battling away, and it stays out. Keeping some momentum here, the Weeks. Down the left side. Fed back and around. Slowed up on the end boards there by Landry. Over here to the right. Pulled in there is Timmins. Timmins. They try to get it out. Weeks on top of that puck as well. And now a penalty coming. Slash. So West Islanders will head to the power play now. As into the box goes McIver. Face off. Down at the upside. Puck here on the right. So Weeks in the box. West Islanders. Grab that. Push it down to the corner. Sampson. Steps in, tries to hand that off down low. Nice play there by Whitmore. Getting his stick into the lane. Backhand. Just exits back to center. Now here come Weeks. Off the turnover. Way out of the net. There's Landry. And almost a collision there. No one really got a stick on that. Now picked up over here to Murray. Murray gets it to the right side for Sampson. Sampson can't get it out. Little shove there as they battle for it. Whitmore picks it up, sends it in on Landry. He'll let it go. Held back in behind now. Murray. Over here to Sampson. Sampson gets it to the left side. Picked up. Stevens. Stevens going to work that down to the end board. It's slowed up by Wilson. Worked back. now kept in the zone and now out of the zone as the penalty, 52 seconds on it. Near center, puck shot down, bounces out to the right side, and getting in front of that one was Bertram. A little body on the line in the preseason. So he's not going to let any free shots get through there as they try to work from the right side corner. Bertram again. D-to-D pass, now looking for the outlet pass. Going to be set down, no icing, broken up off the stick. CBW now, pick it up. Landry over here to the left side, McInnes. Jack McInnes tries to get that down. Held back and behind by Jador. Jador in for the West Islanders. On the half wall, sent down low. Up the wall, that's going to jump the stick there of Landry. Make it all the way back here. McInnes, that's John McInnes who gets that to the right side. Landry over the blue line. He'll look for a lane. Worked back and behind. John McInnes kept it in and it's sent back. Here Weeks, touch pass in near the middle. West Islanders now back and behind. Over to the right side. CBW's Landry. Landry gets that over there to John McInnes. McInnes trying to get that to Jador down the right side. West Islanders with some decent passing there, but that one dropped too far back, so they'll have to reset. It's picked up on and handed off now. Going for a skate. Over here to the left side. Can't get it through. Down and turned over. West Islanders shot from the side and trying to pick their spot. Bounces all the way back in around. West Islanders here again. Trying to get some momentum swinging back in their way. They're down a few goals here, but there's been chances at both ends. Picked up through the middle. McIsaac shot goes wide. Gonna have to chase it back in here again. Played across by LeBlanc to the left. Let's jump that. Whacked at by LeBlanc. It's going to play to the right side corner. Weeks picked that up. Along those end boards. McIsaac now going to work. They've got a few bodies in front. Play that across. Couldn't get it onto the stick though. Bounced off the one hop on the wall, and the defense pinches in here. Chisholm. Try to drive that net hard, but the whistle will go here. 13:45 left to go here in the second as we approach the halfway mark in our first game of the day. Pretty much playing back-to-backs. As we shots 15-8. So like I said, there's been shots at both ends. Pucks picked up and hustled after. Weeks pick it up. Down here in front, shot, save made there. Landry, a nice job sticking with that puck. As came in with speed. Just keeping the body in front and getting that quick cover. So well played there. Face off right here in front of us. It's over to the left side. McDonald takes a hit, and they try to put it to the open man here for the Weeks. Down the left here, shot. That one wide by Whitmore. Backhand, back in behind for Whitmore. He'll play it across. D-to-D pass there. Nice job. Picked up by Croft. He'll have to circle back. Across the blue line. Pulled in. Now trying to put that onto the backhand. Played across. Onto the stick. Ricochets back there in front by Timmins. Into the zone. Played off in front. Nice job there. Now it's a chance for the shot, but they're not going to get it, but it'll bounce off a skate and in. So it will end up as a goal. Not exactly sure who that played off of, but they're sending Whittemore over to the bench first. He's had a pretty solid game here so far. I mean, that goal could have gone any direction, but ends up in the back of the net as we have 12:38 left to go here in the second. Some other preseason action happening around the league here today is Steel Subaru, I believe, playing the Hunters over at Zatzman, similar to last night. And then first game for Valley and the Mustangs, I believe, at the Apple Dome later this afternoon. Puck's back in behind for Weeks. Comes down in front here. Weeks played it across, backhand. That one off the mark. Good little rush there as McIver tried to fire that home. Up the wall now. Played across, McIver. Played to the right side. It's into the feet. Up ahead. Sampson all the way in. Backhand save with the glove there. Nice save by Wilson as they try to jam at that, but it ends up behind the net. To the line. That's going to exit. Picked up. Finds the glass, so play stays alive back in behind. Weeks up the right side, off the stick, and in behind. Oh, and a bit of an interesting collision there coming out of it. West Islanders now pick it up, and they've got partial numbers back the other way. Pass over to the left side here. Hunter McDonald tries to feed it in front, runs out of space. Weeks chase after that. It's off the half wall. Chance in front, shot off the post again there as Landry shoots it. Now into the middle here for Weeks. Onside by a hair. Off the skate, that'll exit the zone here now. D to D. Pushed back up in front here. Grabbed by the West Islanders. Off a stick. Handed on back here for McInnes. Over to the left side. That one flies down, and a nice little grab there by one of the fans along the boards here. So 10:19 to go here in the second, and it looks like the goaltending change will happen for the West Islanders, so they're going to go half games today. Wasn't sure what each team was going to go with. Wilson stays in at the other end. So Kirsten, I believe, is the netminder there who steps in, the former Cabot goaltender. So you come in cold, no sort of warm up. We'll see how the new goalie adjusts, and now into the middle here. A good chance for a shot there off the crossbar, and a nice move to open up was, and a hit and a penalty there. Maybe charging if I was head contact. I don't know if I necessarily saw any there, but we'll go with that call. So now you can see a little stretching in the net there. I don't blame him. You just wait for the whistle, come in and do what is ever handed to you. And a penalty there, so now it'll be the PK for the West Islanders. Over here to the left. Whitmore played that back in behind. Gonna have to chase after that. Burcham turns on the Jets through the middle. Gets pretty deep in here, tries to go head up. Pass, makes it back to the line. Whittemore, another chance here, shot, not gonna make it through. Scott, off of Scott's foot, trying to keep some good speed here. Kept in on the blue line, back over to Scott, he'll go for the pass across, shot into the mesh. Drops back down again behind as we cut into the second half of this first game of the day here in Antigonish. Face off. Puck dropped in there. Exits the zone just barely. They're going to wait for the tag up. Murray gets that over there to McInnes. That's John McInnes who sends that down low. Into the feet. Played back around. McDonald. Up over the line. Bobbing and weaving. Shot there. First shot of the power play for the Weeks. Back in behind. McDonald. Fed back over. Croft. Pugsley. Down here in front now, and the whistle blows, I believe, on the offside. 15 seconds to go here in the power play. 8:24 left to go in this period. The face-off will come outside the zone. Puck fed on back. Here to Landry. And just to get that out. Power play over, so we're back to even strength here. 5-on-5. Gets over to the right. Weeks. Pick it up. Off the pad. Ran off into the boards there. Trying to spin that in around. Picked up over the blue line. Handed back by McIntosh. Shot gets on. Save made. Kristen. And offside again there. So working out the rust here. A few more icings and offsides than you might see in the middle of the season. But preseason action, just trying to get your touches and such. Weeks. Played over. Slowed on up. Islanders. Tries to get outside the zone with it. It's on the left. Fed back down and behind. Hard hitting to the boards there. Gets a booming sound. Whoa, and taken out there with another hit. Fed back around. In over the line. Shot off the stick of LeBlanc. Goes wide. Fed back across. Up ahead with it. Chop to the open wall. CBW going to pick that up. McDonald. Into the end boards. Coming in with a lot of speed. Both of them do a good job stopping up. Played back in behind. Stevens going to swing that around. Trying to get that back to the middle, and just a little shot there by Jador to get it down the right side. It's Hunter McDonald now. Weeks. Cutting in. Played back and behind. Now turned over, and a chance here. West Islanders off on the break. Backhand stays out. Trying to go 5-hole. Nice move, but stays out there, and it'll be back the other way for the Weeks. Onto the doorstep. Shot, save made. Trying to evade the check. D to D. Shot. Bounces out wide. Tangled up in the blue paint as the puck hits the back of the net. Now from the corner. West Islanders. Landry. Played across from McDonald. Another chance here. Landry. Shoots that in around. Slapped and out of play. 4:42 left to go in the second. There's been some scoring this period, not as much as the first, but some back and forth. Puck down here in front, shot on, ran into the netminder a bit after the whistle. And it looks like everyone's okay, coming in with a little too much speed there. It's like a preseason football game. The last thing you want is injuries here. Puck dropped in, and Islanders shoot that back in around. Chisholm able to get that out. Merriweather over to the right. Off the half wall, frees itself up for Chisholm. Back near the end boards. Scott, they get tied up down there. To the line, shot, kicked aside. And along the end boards. Picked up here by Scott again. It's down there from the corner, and a couple whacks at it. Weeks fish that out. Up ahead with it to the right side. Backhand connects. Slowed up on the end wall. Behind the back play there. That was shifty. Don't see that every day by the goaltender. And now it's picked up. Along the board, West Islanders trying to use some contact there. Frees the puck up slightly. Now they'll head down the right side with it. McDonald tried to get that out. Well, Blonchuk his try at it, but Weeks going to pick it up, bring it back in the other way. Drop pass there. Onto the stick of Croft. Croft looked for it. Starts to skate it back into his own end, looking for the next play. Circle back around over the blue line. Nice move. Croft shot, rebound. Oh, man, that one on the doorstep with a wide open net, but it bounces off. Now another chance, and it slides away. Now they're trying the Michigan, and doesn't quite get that one. Saw his chance. Rolled off the toe of the stick there, and we'll get the whistle. 2:18 to go. Face off here in the West Islanders end. Shots 19-12, so nothing egregious. Over here to the right. Gets back to center. As Sampson falls down, trying to correct himself along the wall. It'll be Weeks' puck here now. Up the left side, catches the stick. Weeks from the back end. Going for a skate. Drops that off. Shot, rebound again in front. Backhand. That one just off the mark. Sent high into the sky. That will hit the scaffolding, and with 95 seconds to go, we'll have the face-off in the CBW end. Back from those end boards. Hand it off. big hit down here near us. Puck's back the other way, though. CBW. Oh, and looking for a head full of steam there, McIver. Heads down to the corner. Picked up now by McKenzie. Pushes it to the middle. Skating out now is McIntosh. Back in behind, turn on the Jets here is McDonald. To the blue line. Another chance across. Trying to hand that off. Shot, save made. Nice job there standing up to it. Last minute of play here in the second. Islanders looking for a lane here. Down the left side. Not a ton of support, so he'll put it onto the back foot. Hand that off. Shot through. Save made by Wilson as that comes off the stick there of Jake McInnes with 47 seconds to go. Now, Weeks, McDonald ran over there, trying to push that up ahead. Hands getting high, and I think that might be a head contact coming here on Shador. If I was to guess, will it be our third head contact of the game? Refs come together. Nope, charging. So, a few too many steps before that hit. Maybe a chance for one final play here, the last 30 seconds. Holman back to the line. Back over to Holman. To Pitts. Holman. Tries to get that pass through. About 12 seconds to go now. That one misses the stick and will exit. And now 1 second to go, and that'll take us to the end. So, a few more goals that period. 7-1 the score. We'll be back with the third shortly.
The following High Button Sports presentation of the Nova Scotia U18 Major Hockey League is a training broadcast. You're currently watching preseason coverage. Our broadcast crew is using these preseason games for training and preparation for the upcoming season. Thank you for your patience as our crew gets our reps in. Regular High Button Sports coverage begins soon.
Join Three's company. They are your back to back to back.
Hello everybody, welcome back here for the third and final period of our first preseason game here at St. FX today. We've got a final frame here between Weeks and Islanders. Remember, we're going to play another one a little later on, but for right now, this is what we got in front of us, so let's get right back into it. So, Breton plays it to the right side. Bounces over, and it's onto the stick here, Pugsley. Pugsley down to the right side corner. Hand it off. Pugsley tries to feed it through. Shot through traffic. Gets a man in front, and Murray down after blocking that puck. He'll get back up to his feet, but a real stinger there. Get some stick taps. Looks to be okay. Tough customer. It was a seeing eye shot. I'm not sure exactly where it caught him, but definitely up high. Puck's dropped in here now. To the half wall. Weeks. Little shot. One bounces out. Another chance. Nice goal there. Basically from one knee. And a nice early goal here into the third. That one over the shoulder. Not much that Minder could do about that. Back to center we go. Puck's dropped in. Shot down there along the end boards. Now it's into the corner. Landry grabs that behind the net. Feeds that up to McIsaac. Trying to play that back through McDonald. McDonald back to the other McDonald. Colin McDonald over to the right side. CBW picks it up. Shoot that as it gets slowed down here near the back of the zone. Play it back here for Colin McDonald. Over to Jackson McDonald. He'll go skating down the left side. Over the line. Hand it off. Try to feed that through. Bounces in around, now back into the end boards. Little board battle there. Ooh, a couple harsh shoves down there as they try to free the puck up. It bounces up the right side here to McIsaac. McIsaac takes a bump and whistle goes. Penalty coming. Head contact. So add it to the list here today. Majority of the penalties have been that. And West Islanders to the power play. Waiting for the linesmen as they get lined up here right in front of us. Puck sent back to the line. Fed back across. West Islanders now. Timmins. Down low, Timmins along the board. Behind the back, played to the middle now. Fandon. Weeks trying to catch up to that, and all sorts of held up. And that'll turn this into 4-on-4 as LeBlanc will head to the box. He's about to get beat there. But ends up taking the call instead. So that head contact penalty was 4 minutes. So our first 4-minute head contact. So now it'll be 2 minutes of 4-on-4, and then back to the power play for the West Islanders. To the line, Looking for the shot. Clear cut shot there. It doesn't go. Back along the end boards. West Islanders pick it up. Off the one hop. In over the line. Toe drag shot scores. And a nice one there. The individual effort. And a beauty there by Hunter McDonald. As he gets the second of the game in the 4-on-4. And picked up, finished off nicely. Three minutes gone here in the third. It's been an entertaining one so far. Puck dropped in. That heads to the near center ice. Backhand back over to the right, and now circled back around here by Sampson. Sampson, he stops up. Trying to get that between the legs. Grabbed by McCory. He'll hand it off. Back down low in front. Shot just off the mark as a stick got in the way. Now another chance. Trying to get a healthy cycle going here to create some chances. Shot back in behind. Up ahead with it. Puck's picked up, rolls off the stick here to the left side half wall. Poirier and Buchanan go after it. Bertram go after it. Back in front, another chance there, and moving around. West Islanders can't get the cover, but the puck does stay out of the net. Circling back around now. Up ahead with it. Couple dipsy doodles. Not going to make it too far into that one as it gets covered up. 15:36 left to go here now. Puck dropped in. Played back here for Weeks. McDonald, Colin McDonald. Over to the right side by Scott. Back the other way. Back to McDonald. He'll get some pressure. Holds onto it. Sends that the length of the ice as the power play, or the 4-on-4 is over. So power play for CBW for another 122. Head up. That one's sent around slow to along the end boards by Wilson. Trying to go up the left side with it here now. Toe dragged in there. McDonald. Tipped. Over here for Jador. He can't grab it. Rolls up the right side here. There's Pugsley. Pugsley. He heads down. Picked up now, West Islanders. Still 35 seconds on that power play. Off the glove. Covered up here at the top of the blue paint. Whistle here in front of us. Played here to the left. That one gets back to the blue line. Try to weave it through. West Islanders kick that to themselves. Shot patted away. Now back in behind, trying for that wraparound. Loose there on the corner as the net comes off, and there's at least one extra shove. Trying to find our rhythm here in this third period. 6 minutes in. Down there on the left side corner. That one's swept at. Weeks bounces off the back of the net to the line, and it exits. West Islanders now to the red line. Shot back down low. Comes up the left side, little collision there. Flipped off the glass. Grabbed here by Landry. Landry trying to play that across. Weeks pick up on it. From the corner, you get worked into the boards. 2-on-2 down low there. Bertram. Right side. Goes high. Comes back down and now turned over. West Islanders. 2-on-0 potentially. Holding, passing into the feet, and just a little too out of the reach there for Poirier as it heads back the other way. Croft tries to get that in front. Last man back gets the play. Looking for the lead pass. Whistle goes. 12:34 left to go now. Face-off will be right here in front of us. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in here to High Button Sports for the start of our season this weekend, pretty much. Lots of games to be coming. There's preseason games all through next week before the kids go back to school. So make sure you keep an eye out for other preseason action here on High Button as these next few weeks unfold. Over the line. That one's set down low. Nice hip check there. Takes the man out. McDonald tried to get that by. Left side shot. Netminder way out, but it's going to bounce and stay in the zone. Picked up now off to the break. West Islanders shot. Save made. As couldn't tuck that one away. It was Merrick Stewart. So he got a look. The former Highlander. Face-off will be in front of us here. Hustled hard down the left side there. Now Pitts. Pitts up by Ross. Comes down to Cochran. Cochran over to the left side and hustled out Merriweather. West Islanders pick it up, shoot it back down, and that will go for the close icing, but it will be icing. Back the other way as we get near the halfway mark in our last period here. Puck dropped in. Shot. That one ricochets to the end boards. West Islanders now head up. Nice lead pass there to the left side. Picked up perfectly by Sampson. Sampson down here, Chisholm. Whipped across. Picked up again, Sampson. Stick handling, gets that along the blue line. Shot back down low and out of the reach. They'll head back for it the other way. Bit of a risky play there. Goldie decides to hold on to that for the extra second and almost bit them. Picked up, circled around here, Sampson. Back and behind, and now another icing. So a couple of close icings here, the midway point in the third. Face-off way down at the other end there. Not the warmest rink we've got here in Nova Scotia, but it's not too bad. I think the rainy weather outside isn't necessarily helping the temperature. As that comes to the left side, Whitmore, who had a big first period. Played in on that puck. Now trying to work that in and around down the left side. Shot, Weeks. Rebound in front. Netminder dives at it, but it's going to be picked up by the West Islanders and flipped down into our corner here. Jador tries to work his way out. Little pressure. Played on back. Bertram. Back in behind now, McInnes plays it over. Bounce pass. Push near the middle, and we're into the back half of this third period. Left side. Picked up. Slowed up near center again. West Islanders from the right. They're cutting down. Gets kind of caught up high there. Along the end boards, Whittemore. Some pushing and shoving here down low. Freed up, back to the line, seeing I shot loose and pushed to the side. Back down the left. In behind, West Islanders, McInnes. Hand it off. And over the line, toe drag in, all sorts of speed, but runs out of space. Taking the long way around here is Hunter McDonald. In near the middle, McDonald uses the body, separates the man from puck. Back over here, lead play near center. And whistle goes for the close offside there, trying to bring that puck back in. Up ahead with it. Weeks looking for that lane. 216's going at it as it's worked down the right side. Picked up and back to the blue line. Over to the left. Makes a man miss. Shot for the point and off the stick. Nice move there. Getting McIsaac onto the ground. Hand it off now. Weeks. Feed that back. Shot. Rebound in front. Loose for a second. Comes back to the blue line. Some pressure. Shot. Goes high and wide. Out the right side. Not as much scoring here in the third. Has settled in a little bit more. There was the onslaught there in the first. That's been the difference in this game, but really hasn't been too uneven. 17 shots for CBW, 24 for Weeks. In the corner, comes on back. Shot, blockered again to the opposite end. Off a shin pad. Back down along the end boards. Freed up there for Hunter McDonald. He picks it up. Too high and wide there. Sent down, and we'll go back into the West Islanders end here with 7:07 remaining here now. Just chip away. Puck raised to the sky. That one's going to come down on the left. Sent back in. Picked up and evading the check. That will steer over. Hunter McDonald picks it up. Was along the boards there, but it exits, and Weeks trying to catch that pass there on the right side. Played out in front, loose in the blue paint, and it stays out. Played back around to the right side and brought down. face-off will be down here on the right side again as we near the end of this contest. Next game will be at 1 p.m. here. Puck back and behind. And stick comes up. Penalty on the play here. So 5:50 remaining, and penalty here against the Weeks. Face-off will be just up here to our left. And it'll be another power play look. So, I mean, it is tryout, so it's good for the coaches to be able to see the power play and penalty killing units here. There's lots of chances to look at that aspect of the game. Back and behind. McQuarrie. Back around to the blue line. Held there. Spins it off. Picked up now. Hits the mesh. Falls down in here on the fans once again. And we'll get the whistle on the play. 1:33 on the power play now. Puck on the half wall. Little chip play. Hustled after. Gets down to the right side corner, and Malik Stevens played that in around. Back over for Stevens. On the backhand. Evading the check. West Islanders pick it up. Over the blue line. Back and behind here now. Heads up. Played across. Look for the lane. Gonna have to try for that again. Puck, hard shot. Doesn't hit the net though. Over here to the right. Fed back to the blue line. Picked up by McInnes. To the line. Shot not much on that one. Back over. Picked up the shot. Another one. Wilson makes the save there. Had a good line on that the whole way through. 26 seconds to go on the power play. Your way. Puck dropped in. Big slap shot. That one hits the glass. Comes back down the right side. Way back for the West Islanders netminder. 4 minutes to go here now. Chisholm. Hands that off. It's hustled down the right side. Nice job avoiding the check. Now to the middle. Hard shot. Comes back over. Surveying. To the top of the zone, off the glove as they try to bring that down. Grabbed here by Hunter McDonald, the veteran. McDonald hands it off, it gets fanned on. Another pass through, that's breaking up. McDonald picks it up, does a little move now, tries to center that on. Weeks gonna instead push that back the other way, gonna try to keep up with it. It'll be onto the stick there for Rutledge. Rutledge shoots into the paddle, into the net. Whistle goes. .321 to go. Shots 29-20. I'm not sure if we'll see a lot of these same players this afternoon. we'll have to just wait and see in that front. We'll have about an hour, 10-minute break. And there's Asher Sampson, the former Novas player. Pushed off. Trying to play that into the boards, hits the back of the net. Back in front again. Weeks takes some whacks at that. West to the middle. Shot, scores. And right from the slot there, Asher Sampson fires it home. It's another one on the board for West Islanders with just under 2:30 to play. Another shot, that one Hail Mary down the ice, picked up here by Whittemore. Whittemore flips it off the glass, comes back down in behind. Timmons played out front, shot, nice save there. Is that one right on the money? 2 minutes to go. So Jador gets an assist there. Puck played in around. West Islanders flip that out, gets kept in on the blue line. Down the left side. Hard hitting there along the boards as McGinnis goes down. Anderson got on that. Had to play it out in front. Little ricochet, exits the zone. Over to the left. Chopped that once. Whoa, falling down there. Slept out. West Islanders shot. Rebound there in front. Oh, had an open look at the net, but it goes wide. Shot down low. Back along the end boards now. Little shot, ricochets, bounces to the right side. Loose and will be covered up in behind. As 1 minute now remaining here in our first game. We'll be back with the next one after. Face off here on the right side. That one's grabbed. Trying to pull that thing out in front. Push to the middle, shot. Bounces in behind. 40 seconds. Flipped on back and save made. 30 seconds for what could be our final whistle here this game. So, one final play here for this game. Picked up, trying to move that back out in front. Shoved off to the end wall. "17 seconds to go. Fed back across. That one works into the right side corner. Little blocker, and that will take us to the finish line. So an 8-3 victory here for the Weeks in the first preseason.